Guys and dolls, just going for a wee dander, and thought why not have a wee chat. No microphone, but I know you can hear me. But just the video of the day, I'm gonna go live soon. Just with the video of the day, we had a troll. We haven't had a troll for a while, and it's the left. As you can see, the hatred. It's on another level, and it's not just about me, it was all about yous, you know what I mean? It wasn't like he fucking slaughtered me, then once he'd finished slaughtering me and wasn't getting a response, he's went on to yous, you know what I mean? So I apologise. You might have took a bit of abuse today from some random far left lunatic, but this is who they are, it's a kind of level of madness, where the hatred level, and this is like, when people say that they're the ones that are far right, that's what they mean, because the level of hatred, they really, really hate. Is that sun right behind me? It's always right behind me, isn't it? It's the level of hate, there's no dialogue, there's no communication, there's no maybe I should do a wee bit of research. It's just pure hate. And I do believe that each individual that we come across like that has something's happened to them in later on in life, and I think that people like us represent whoever they're against, and that's the only thing I can think of where the hatred comes from, and then while I was thinking about that, I was thinking what we face, what's our far left, and who our counter demos are, and it's like I was just getting to think about it. What is that? Oh, no, I'll show you. Hello. I'm like, that's a big dog. That's a big dog, it's been groomed. But no, what I'm saying is, guys, our counter demos are they're all nuts. They're all nuts. But then we seem to have Sinn Féin, and when we've got Sinn Féin, we do have Republicans that are there, and we do know, we've seen them, there's a couple been identified, obviously when you're standing there in a demo and you're known, somebody's going to recognise you, so but right, so I'm going to be honest with you, right, guys, when it comes to our kids and when it comes to what we're dealing with, I just can't see that hatred coming from them sort of men. I understand hating the British and all that, and hating us Protestants, and I get that, I understand that, but I just don't get how they can stand against us for what we're doing. This is the thing about it all. It's really difficult to get your head around, and it's not just about the counter demos, guys. There's so much involved, even on our side, the patriots and all the carry on. This stuff's the whole way down here. All the carry on that comes from all the different patriots, and the fallouts and the bad mouthing, and don't speak to him and don't let him speak, and it's just madness. You know what I mean? It's like sometimes I look at it all, and I promise you, sometimes when I get a wee bit down and something happens and I'm just not happy with, I sometimes think we're never going to do this. We're never ever going to do this, because we're never ever going to stop bickering with each other. We're never ever going to stop putting our own egos first, and and like I say, what I mean, I understand it's difficult, right? I don't ask for money, but I know one day maybe I might need money to help my security and stuff like that. I don't know where this will go, you know what I mean? If you knew the threats I was getting, I mean, I feel like phoning up Prince Harry and goes, have you got any of them guys left or any spare there? You know what I mean? But all joking aside, it is hard for a lot of people, and a lot of people are doing this out of their own money, and there is guys that are doing it for money and making a bit of money off it, and there is guys doing it for money and spending the money on things like flags and newspapers, like now in the south. You know what I mean? So I'm not knocking everybody. I'm not saying anything like that. You know, all I'm trying to say to these guys that the foremost is you are in this for your children, and if I have to beg food of people to keep doing this and get help from my friends to keep doing this, then I'm quite happy doing that. I'm quite happy scraping to get by, guys. It's not a problem. All I got to do is look at my wee girl, my wee Lucky, you know, and that's what I'm trying to say. This is what the left don't realise. We're a different breed. We are a different breed, you know. And as time goes on, people that are here making money and all the rest of it, you're going to spot them. You'll see there'll be a common thread, and I'm not point to say too much now, but once a few other things happen as the time goes by, I will, if you haven't already noticed it by then, I will point it out to you. But the thing is not everybody. You see the people, you know, it's in their hearts. It's in their hearts. If you're ever in doubt, ask me. If you're ever in doubt about anybody, ask me, okay? And I'll put you right. I'll put you right. So I will. But we have a lot more patriots out there doing it for the love of their children, you know. And you're going to meet them in Belfast on Saturday. You are indeed, because there's only going to be the best. It's going to be the cream, the ones, because the girls have only just started. You see, they've only just started doing this. And, you know, they've been involved, and like they know what's going on, and they've been, you know, obviously they've done their research and everything. But the thing is, they don't know who's who and what's what in the patriot world, because it's that nuts. So many political parties, so many YouTube channels, so many people following, because it's almost about influencers. So if you've got 100,000 people, 200,000 people following somebody, and they want to speak, that's a difficult one. Because you mightn't agree with them, or you might find something that's not right that you want in your hingy. And even with me, with people, I totally get that. But some people don't get it. Some people think they deserve to speak and they deserve to have a voice, you know. And, you know, that's the problem. None of us deserve to speak, you know what I mean? At the end of the day, we all should be speaking. Everybody can speak, but when it comes to people organising these demos and putting their neck on the line, how dare you doubt? You know what I mean? Or if they say no, then it'll be a good reason, and we've just got to stand by that. And at the end of the day, you know, everybody, you can speak anywhere. You can go in anywhere and speak to people. You go into the Belfast city centre and stand there. People will gather and listen to you if you're saying the right things, and that's the way I am. You know, I've always said that. I don't need to speak at demos. I can go out on the street and speak. I can go and speak to anybody. I can speak to groups of people anywhere. And I would just keep doing that. And the whole point of that is getting more people involved, get people to understand that you're just like me. I'm just a normal guy that's got a camera and a microphone. And, you know, I love my country and I love my wee girl. And I've got respect for my neighbours, you know what I mean, in Ireland. And I'm like looking very closely at England, and I'm worried about that, you know. So it doesn't take much really to get the old spark going, to get the, you know, for you to work out what's coming in 20, 30, 40 years time. And then the fire starts to burn in the heart, and you become able to speak. You know, you just have a wee bit of confidence, believe in yourself. The only person stopping you ever speaking or being confident and doing stuff like this is yourself. Always remember that. Listen, gotta get to the shop, get back again for a live. Freedom Dad, God bless.